Hi everyone, it's Wendy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have been finding I have a lot of beautiful scrapbook paper, but in some cases it's a little too bright or the graphics are a little too crisp for vintage style journals. This one's not too bad, and I've got some bird ones and they're not too bad either. But sometimes I think it's kind of fun to create a focal point on a piece of journal paper. This is really light journal paper, so depending on how you're going to use it. If you're using for a tag, it's fine, I think. If you're using for a pocket, I don't know, you might want to make it a little more, a little crisper. It's hard to say. But I thought it might be kind of fun to create a focal point on the paper and just kind of using vellum. I knew it would come to me eventually. So let's just get started. I'm going to use some punches. I have my happy punches. These are both rectangles. I'll just have them set to the side here. I've got glue that I was using a minute ago, and I did not put glue stick. I didn't put the cover back on, so I better do that. So how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are well. We're doing well. Another dark day, kind of a damp day, which is you expect in April showers and all. So I have this cut to how wide? 3 1/4, and I'm just going to cut it at about 4 1/2. It's just a piece that was in my box. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So let's cut a couple of these to that size. So I'm going to go 4 1/2. So I'm going to cover the whole front, but I am going to use a punch to create a focal point, if you will. And I think it's a fun way to use those papers because I probably wouldn't use them otherwise. So let's start with these two and see how we go. So we'll move that out of the way, move this out of the way, and these out of the way for now. All right. So my thought is, oh, I clearly did not do a good job. They weren't both the same size. This one is the correct size. I think it would be fun to, it actually looks better. I would use it like this because it's far duller, and I think that gives it more of a vintage feel. But what if, I just want to see how far can that go down for me to cut a hole. What if, she's pretty close to the edge. This is a 2-inch punch. I wonder, I have a 1 1/4. I think that's too small. I think I need a 1 1/2-inch punch. I don't have one, but you know what? I'm not buying more punches. I've got enough stuff. Okay, I wasn't sure it was going to cut. So my thought is, what if we did something like that? And that way, isn't it cute? I really like that. And then that just creates, this is a major focal point now. Super fun. Okay, I'm just going to do it. And I'm not going to glue around the interior of that circle. I don't think it's needed. So I'm just going to put my glue down. And hopefully I'll get this on there correctly. Okay. Now that glue will dry clear. And that is just a fun little journal card. I think I would use that as a pocket for sure. I like that. And then you can decorate or zhuzh it up a little bit more. This one is about 1/4 of an inch too wide, but that doesn't mean we can't. We can go back and we can go back, sorry, and cut it afterwards. I'm going to use the square and have it at the bottom. I know this has a very thin scale to the edge. It's very thin. So we're going to cut like that. You can save these because you can use these for other things. This and the circle that I took out. So my thought is that the focus would be this rose and over here. And then that's all just muted. So if I put glue just around these edges, this is just me being goofy, guys. Just thinking of a new way to use my tools that still gives me an effect that I like. And like I said, I may go back and I may sew over these. I don't know at this stage. Like sew around them. You could sew around here as well on the card, but that does give a bumpiness in the center that can be a little bit problematic for writing on. So I'm just going to trim that off. So that's 2 very quickly. And you could put a little divot. If you put the divot in, then afterwards I put a little glue inside the divot between the vellum and the card just to make sure it is attached. The other thing you could do, and I've seen Carol Laws do this with like with an image or whatever, because it's open, you can stick a couple of things in and use it as a little pocket if you wanted. Keep in mind it's going to go way back there if you're not careful. So you might want to use your glue differently in those spaces. So I really love that paper. Let's see. So we could do, is that too? I'm just looking at this. Oh, where's my big circle? I have a really big circle punch. It's a 3-inch circle. And I'm just testing to see what I would see. Okay. So if I put that big circle there, I think it just gave me too much white space on that side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into tags. And I'm going to just make sure I have a potential for a focal point on each one. And how wide is this? We'll just cut a strip of vellum that's this wide. 3 3/4 roughly. Okay. So just move that out of the way. Move this out of the way. I don't have a lot of space, do I? So 3 3/4. They're both the same width. So I'll cut 2 3 3/4. And we'll look at making a couple of tags with that. Okay, there we go. And if it's too big, too long, we'll cut it off afterwards. If it's too short, we can cut the card. All right, so yeah, the trick is just to, yeah, it's a little bit long, and that's fine. The trick is to take whatever you're going to use as your punch, and take the card you want to, where you have an image you want to highlight, and see if it's going to cover where you want it, and it is on this one. Okay, so I know that's a little bit high, but that doesn't matter because I can adjust it when I put it on. There we go. Whoops. Take that out. Makes it a little bit easier. And like I said, we'll use that for something at some point. And then it would just be a matter of putting the glue around the card and then putting this where I want it. So like I can have that down a little bit if I wanted, and then just trim a little on each end. But look at the difference. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm just going to take my glue like so. This would be a fun way to treat paper that has a little portrait. You could use this for digitals as well. It doesn't have to be with old scrapbook paper. I just was looking at my old scrapbook paper trying to think about how I could actually use it in a way that kind of honored the paper, but also gave me something kind of fun. So here's my scissors, like that. Cut it off. This is a nice weight of cardstock. So, whoops. Just giving my husband the thumbs up. He's heading out for his run. And I think I want to put a tiny little divot for a tag at the top. That's Midge being unhappy that that he's leaving the house without her. He's already taken her for a walk, but, you know, how dare he? How dare he have a life of his own? I'm just checking to make sure it's glued down okay, and it is. Isn't that cute? And then we'll zhuzh these up a bit. So let's just very quickly, we've got time. Good, good. So I can think about, do I want to use this one here? That's nice. Do I want to use this one here? It's a little small for there. The question is, do I want another one at the top or not? Just setting it in here to audition it. I think I don't want another one at the top. I think I want this one down here. So just auditioning it with that so I can get a sense. I want to see that carnation at the top, so I want it about 1 inch and a bit. And because this is a little bit longer than I need, I can still adjust it if it's too low, or if it's too high, I can adjust it. If it's too low, then that's just a problem that can't be fixed at that stage. Midge is not happy. The door to the craft room is open. She won't come down. She's just upset. So yeah, just like that. And I just think it's a fun way to use paper that you don't think you would use otherwise. So I'm gonna put this here, and then we'll just decorate them up a bit. Okay, set that so that it lines up with the bottom. Perfect. Listen to her. Do you know what she's doing? I don't know if you can even hear it, but she's taking his slippers, and she'll just run. It's like she's running with the wolves up there with his slippers. And she doesn't chew them. She doesn't chew anything. She has a couple of chew toys that she's had. I mean, she's over 1 now. She has a couple of chew toys that she has had for forever. I'm going to cut this a little more than the last one. And she has chewed the ears off them, but that's about it. She's just not a big chewer, but she does love her toys. So I'm just looking to see. That's fine. All right, so let's just work with these now. We'll move this out of the way. I'm not so worried about the birds. The birds, I think, would be fairly obvious what we would do with those. Gosh, those two are gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to move those out of the way. I will do something with them, but I probably won't do it on camera at this stage. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Set this so we can see them. And the one with the circle, I think, is kind of fun. Okay, so yes, that does glue clear, and you don't see as much of that right now. You can see it, but it will glue down a bit from that. Now, I'm just thinking we can, if we wanted to, we could do something like adding a bird, you know, that sort of thing on the tags. could put more flowers on. So you could add a bird like that if you wanted. So let's just see what we want to use. I like that size. That's super cute. Super cute. We've got flowers, additional flowers that could be added if you wanted. I like the color of that flower. Just I would cut it down at the bottom a bit more if I use it. I'm still auditioning, as Rachel would say. I actually think I like that bird with this right here. So I'm going to lock that one in. We'll come back to do it in a second. You could put this beautiful bird here. I think that would look great. We'll lock that one in. And I just want to make sure I got enough florals on here. I'm liking the birds though. I like this bird here, I think. He's a cutie. Might be a bit big. What about down here? Yeah, I think I'll put him down there. And I kind of want a bird facing the other way for up there, so let's just see if I have one. I may not. I don't know if you can see what I can see. I apologize if that's the case. Ooh, super cute. Okay, let's just pull these two birds out and make a choice from them. I might want to put, yeah, because of, I think I want this guy here. So we could, this guy could take his legs off. Seems extreme. I think I will use that one there. I think that looks fine as well. Okay. And you don't have to put anything else on these really, but I think it would be kind of fun. So I'm going to pick out some labels, some Tracy labels. And I think like it would be fun to have this guy kind of setting on a label. So let's just do this one first. We'll put the glue down. Down here. And then he's going to go and set like that. Okay. I'll bring you in a little tiny bit more. Were you yelling at me to do that? You might have. So yeah, I enjoy playing with vellum. It's just, it's funny the things that kind of, you know, will inspire you. I kind of want to see part of the word specimen there, so that's the bit that I'm using to determine placement. But isn't that pretty? And so we have all this muted bit behind, and we've got that gorgeous flower that's popping out. Love it. Okay, this beautiful bird, I'm probably going to put something down here. Yeah, we'll put this large Tracy label down here. This turned out really well. I'm quite pleased. Isn't that funny when a plan, it's always fun when a plan comes together. So we'll just move this out of the way a little bit. And I want that little bit to just go into that little window that we created. Some glue on. So I hope you give these a try. They are fun to do. I mean, I have to say, I think I have fun with everything that I get a chance to work on. So very pleased, like super pleased with those. And seriously, that just came together. All right, so we've got this cutie. I want to make sure I keep his tail. So what do I want here? something like that in the field now. So I think I could use something a little thinner. So if I set this here and set him on it there, yeah, that'll work. And if your glue doesn't dry completely invisible like you might want, then I do find putting a stitch around it does help to detract from that look. So it's totally up to you. And quite frankly, it's okay to see a little bit of glue, I think. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I'm thinking about different ways to make ephemera because I need more ephemera. And there, I think that's a lovely little pocket. I love that. Gorgeous. Okay, if I say so myself. Oh dear. Ooh, I like this one that says insects. If I set that just back there, I think that would be great. So I'm pretty sure that I have a mix of Rachel's birds here and some of Tracy's birds, which is great. I'm going to have to move him closer to there. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. It's the lovely thing about digitals is that you can always print them out again. And I think I'll be doing some more fussy cutting today. Oops. That little piece of paper is not wanting to come out of there. Come on. Just attached itself to the glue, I think, for a second. All right, so we need to, I guess he would be like that on a branch, but I'm going to change his orientation a little bit so that he fits on the card. It's either going to be a card or a pocket. I'm not sure which. So I would say those are done. Quite a quick video, but it could be quite effective. So we've got our window back here with our vellum. And on this one, we've got our window here with the square on the vellum. This one with the window there. It's just that I will use more of my vivid, that's a good word, my vivid cardstock if I use this procedure of putting the vellum on top of that. Lovely. I love the circle one. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. And I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.